Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Hataraku Saibo Cells at Work episode 12. Just two more episodes to go with this series. In this case, episode 12 and episode 13. And I don't see anything that could become more dangerous than the cancer episode. So far, I think we have our peak or our main villain, let's say. It's weird to say this in an anime about the human body, but we have our peak or main antagonist or main villain during the middle of the season, and then we're kind of relaxing a little bit with the rest of the disease are just not as dangerous as cancer, but still dangerous for the body in general. Yes, this has been a great anime, and I think I'm just starting to look for excuses to keep talking during the introduction, which I shouldn't be doing, of course. So yes, so I won't bore you anymore with my ramblings and just get to the video, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 12th episode of the series. And I did a little bit of research too. It's been such a long time since I started to do research because, I don't know, perhaps most of the themes that were portrayed in the show were kind of a repeat of what we saw, so I didn't have to do that deep of an investigation. But with this one, I decided to really see what actually the hemorrhagic shock really was. This is important, but let's speak a little bit from the episode, and then of course go to the main dish of the problem within the episode. The episode started quite calm. It wasn't much of a threat. It was just obviously our red blood cell, the always lost red blood cell, getting a subordinate. I don't remember how they call it in Japanese. I wasn't familiar with the term. I was familiar with the term sempai, but not with the other term. So yeah, I am still having no good memories about it, or at least I don't remember the exact name. But yeah, that's basically the first half of the episode. I think even more than the half of the episode, that we saw just how terrible of a senpai or red blood cell is. And yes, because she is still our lost red blood cell. She is always kind of an airhead. She tried really hard during the first half of the episode. She tried really hard to teach something to this new red blood cell. Unfortunately for her, this new red blood cell is quite good at her job. She knows what to do. She knows all the functions of the blood. She's very capable, or even moving around the body by herself. This is something that was made very clear from the beginning. Yes, our red blood cell, the red blood cell that we have been following, is not good at any of those stuff. We saw that even in the first episode that she was free to roam the body, or she was with no company, without her senpai and without the white blood cell that always protects her. She managed to reach her destination, but it was really hard for her to reach said destination. So yeah, we kind of see that this is kind of a weird place to put her as a senpai. Especially with somebody, as I said before, that knows pretty well what she's doing. And yes, the fun part, the first half of the episode, as I said before, even a little bit more than just that, is kind of showing us what the body functions are. It's kind of a hidden episode that kind of tell you, okay, remember what you learn from this anime. Remember what the white blood cell does, every type of white blood cell. I'm not going to mention them because I'm going to either butcher their names or don't remember them correctly. So yeah, I'm not going to humiliate myself with that one. And we saw obviously the function of the body, where you should go. And again, we saw kind of hints here and there that where the red blood cell cannot go, where the red blood cell can go, where you have to deliver the oxygen. And even we saw obviously the memory cell, the fat cell, even if she hates me if I mention her like that. And of course, the B cell, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I love how they make their functions kind of clear to you in this banter, in this way that, oh, is the old red blood cell showing the new red blood cell how the rest of the body behaves. And yes, we saw kind of an attitude of this red blood cell, the Rocky one, saying, oh, I don't like the white blood cells, all the types of white blood cells, because yeah, they confuse justice with violence. But honestly, within the human body, that is absolutely necessary. They need to be violent against the virus and bacteria and every antigen that invades the body. So yeah, makes sense. They are portrayed as these violent beings against the antigens that invade the body. And yes, this is very fast, or I'm speaking way too fast about this, because there is not much to it. There is no history there, there is no story here, There is no story there, it's just telling you exactly what you know about these cells that we previously saw. In a cute and comedic way. It's kind of a review of everything you have learned through the anime. No, the important part of the episode came in the end. In the last act, I think is the correct way of describing that. When everything is just accelerating, everything is just going way too fast because there is something that is endangering the body. And this is a big one. This is genuinely a big one. This is life-threatening wound that we have here. And I love the change of attitude of our red blood cell. There are several aspects that I want to speak about of this last portion of the episode. One of the important ones, at least important one for me, is the fact that how the red blood cell changes her attitude. Changes from this ditzy, airhead red blood cell to this confident and I know what to do red blood cell. And the change of attitude is not her own, it's just the change of attitude of the Rocky. And I love this portion of the episode regarding of the red blood cell group. Because the Rocky now is completely insecure, she doesn't know what to do, she doesn't know what is going on, she is completely lost because nothing that she was taught in her training, obviously we know that is not exactly training, everything that she was taught is going to the trash. Perhaps she was trained to do this, perhaps she was trained, oh, you need to deliver oxygen, even with the antigens and all of that. But she was never taught to this level. And yeah, comparing it to real life, comparing it to a human being, once you start to see a disaster, it's not the same as the way you are trained. It's not the same as somebody who has seen disasters and somebody who is new. Even if that new is a genius, even if that new is the best of the class, even if that new is so talented, experience is a heavy weapon to have. And somebody perhaps is not as good or didn't have as much potential as this Rocky will know what to do better than the Rocky, than the amazing Rocky. Why? Because the old one has experience, has seen these. And the shock is not that great for that person. Okay, we need to move, we need to act. Come on, man. While the Rocky, the promising Rocky, is in shock because, yeah, you cannot train for those shocks, for those type of disasters. For your reaction, you cannot train your emotion, and you're going to be in shock for that moment. I think it's the same for the Rocky red blood cell. That, my God, yeah, they told us that we need to do our job no matter what, but this is way too big. And yeah, I understand her shock. Again, put it on a real life situation. And And I love the attitude because, yes, the red blood cell that we are being following, the DTC red blood cell, has more experience. She has been she has been confronted by several viruses. She has seen wounds, perhaps not to this scale, but she has seen them, and this gave her experience. While the other one is completely new to this. She's just used to the body functioning perfectly, in complete order, and she's ready for that. It's just, okay, we're going to work this, and this is what we're going to do. But when the emergency comes, that's when the experience shines. And that is the first aspect I love about this last half of the episode. And yes, I kind of got my wish because we finally saw the brain cells, what I assume are the brain cells. These executive looking guys. That is my guess. Those are the brain cells that control everything that is happening in the body. And yes, the complete state of emergency. And I love every faction that has to do their job. Once more, the white blood cells are going to go near to the wound and stop every single antigen from getting into the body, and of course damaging even more the body, the platelets that need to close the wound, because yes, this is a wound. And of course the red blood cell needs to continue their job, continue the delivery of oxygen, because if the body has no oxygen, then that is very, very, very dangerous. How dangerous? As they said during the episode, this is a life-threatening wound. And thanks to that information, and obviously something before entering into the point of the information that I found on the internet, the last few minutes, perhaps the 2 or 3 minutes before the ending, man, I feel chills with those moments, because you start to see all the hats, all the gloves, the oxygen destroyed, or the box of oxygen destroyed. It should impact you. But Jesus, that was terrifying. That not a single red blood cell was near the wound. All of them were drained out thanks to this gigantic wound that the body has. And the face and the shock in the white blood cell is unbelievable. It's genuinely shocking. It's genuinely frightening. Because this body has not before having this level of threat, even with the cancerous cell. And this is something I wanted to speak about during the episode. My guess is the cancerous cell was very focused, very located in a small portion of the human body. So yes, obviously the rest of the cells arrive on time and destroy this cancerous cell before it can spread to bigger portion of the body. It was very small, and it wasn't, perhaps the person didn't even notice that he has a cancerous cell, and it was destroyed before it was a real danger to this human body. This one, though, is a danger to the entire of the human body, and this is when I'm going to make my connection to the information I find, because there are several causes of this. When it's been dehydrated thanks to diarrhea or a sickness of the like, because you are getting so much liquid outside of you that it's dangerous for you. A burn or a wound, like a knife or something, that is what I imagine. A knife or a knife attack, or perhaps a burn while this dude or gal was working. I don't know, it's any of those, but there is a lot of loss of blood, and I know this because I found a little chart that speaks the level or these different stages of this of this problem. And yes, they are speaking, or they wrote the different types of, obviously, the symptoms and what is going to cause. And yes, blood loss, blood pressure, heart rate, respiratory rate, mental status, skin, capillary refill, and urine output. And the first stage is when you lose not much, 50% of the blood, and they are speaking of 750 milliliters. That is the point. There is no problem there. If the problem stops there, it's okay. It's no problem. Everything is normal. Everything is okay. The stage 2, and this is my guess, is this body that we saw in the anime is on stage 2, is when there is a 50 to 30% of blood loss until 1500 milliliters of blood. And why I think this, because of the symptoms that are teach here or are being put in here, is increase on the blood pressure, slight tachycardia, which is kind of tachycardia, sorry, kind of more how to spell it. It's really hard to explain medical problems when I have no medical background. When it's accelerated, the rhythm of the respiration, that is what I think it is. It's like anxiety. You start to feel restless with this one, and you start to be pale on your skin. Yeah, there is a lot of problems here, and this is my guess. This is where we're in stage 2. I don't know if we're in stage 3. Because I don't know other symptoms of the stuff. Hopefully they are in the stage 2 and they are working fast. But yeah, this is the most dangerous situation that this body has passed through. Because again, with the cancerous cell was contained, it was small, perhaps the body didn't even notice outside of this little part of the cancerous cell. But this one is noticeable for every single part of the body. The body is in real danger with this one. So yeah, the anime shot me when I said at the beginning of the episode, or before even starting the episode, I cannot think of anything that will be more dangerous than cancer. And the anime does this. Jesus, this is really genuinely dangerous for the anime, or for the characters of the anime. And yes, when the calm music in the end, it doesn't fit at all. I mean, seriously, it was shocking, and I was in complete shock when I finished the video. But yeah, I am eager to see the last episode of the season. Well, not the season, the last episode of the series. I don't know if there is going to be a season 2 of this one. Hopefully it's going to be, because yeah, this anime is fascinating. But yeah, I think I exhausted the topic of this episode. Even I gave a little bit more information about the human body, hopefully. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it, guys, and thank you for your attention, and see you on the next one. Bye!
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like, so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks, and see you on the next one.